Okay, so I have a situation to take care of. While I was in Japan in May, I came up with a brilliant idea. It is to ship Japanese goods such as snacks, curry mix, some other cooking Japanese stuff to New York City where I live. Because, as you may know, Japanese yen is pretty weak now. For example, this curry mix, it's like $1 in Japan, but it's like more than $7 if you want to buy it in New York. I mean, everything is like, I would say at least 3 times more expensive here. So I thought that was a brilliant idea to ship. So in Japan, I bought some of the stuff and put it into a box. The cheapest way is literally to ship, I mean surface mail. And I went to the post office in Japan, and they told me that it could take up to 2 months, which was going to be perfect because by that time I would be running out of the stuff that I had brought from Japan anyway. So the shipping cost was about $34, and actually what I paid for the content was about the same price. So the total is like $68, $70. However, like I said, the content would be 3 times more expensive, so it's totally worth it. So I sent the box on June the 2nd in Yamagata. Came back to United States, New York City shortly after, and I've been living my life here. And I was checking the tracking on the Japan Post website from time to time, and even in mid-July the last tracking spot was in Japan where the package left Japan, which was on June the 3rd. Then when I checked the tracking 2 days ago on July 29th, something unthinkable happened. It's obviously arrived in the United States. It said that it was returned to sender because the address is unknown, which means they couldn't find the address, or it had a wrong address. So I checked my receipt from Japanese post office. The address was right, and it had my phone number, which I didn't get any phone calls. My number was right as well. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. The only number I could call was on Japan Post website, which is a number for customer service and also for the post office in Yamagata. It was on Saturday night, so I asked my mother to call the customer service number to ask if there's anything I could do to retrieve the package here in the United States before it get on the ship again. So I asked my mother, and she called for me, and she wrote me back basically saying there's nothing they could do. Yeah, the United States is one of the countries that they have no control over once the package get there. So they suggested that I go to a post office to retrieve it, show my ID to prove that it's me. That way I can get the package. Thanks, Mom. The next day was Sunday, so the post office was closed. What's worse, there's no information about which post office my package arrived. So I thought on Monday morning I would go to the closest but a big post office to ask, which I did. So on Monday, this post office in my neighborhood in Woodside opens at 8. So I went there at 8. This lady at the post office kindly told me, she was very nice, and she told me that the zip code was wrong. She was right. It was my mistake. That's why it wasn't arrived, but they should have called me. But anyway, she told me that the package may still be at one of the big post office that's close to my previous home, which is also in Queens, Elmhurst. I went there hoping that my package is still there. Actually, that was not the post office I was looking for. It's like 5 minutes from here, and this neighborhood is really familiar because I used to live here. And here's a big mall. This mall is pretty big. It has like AT&T. I used to go. I was going in the wrong direction again. However, this is turning out to be a nice walk, I suppose, because I have nothing planned today. I'm thinking of going to a spa because I worked on Saturday and Sunday, so I think I deserve it. Relax. Okay, it's getting close. I think I know this post office as well. I'm actually thinking of one thing that I should have done, which is to bring something that proves that I live in my current address. See, I could be so disorganized, but wish me luck. Here's the post office. Hi, good morning. How are you?
Fine.
Yes, so there's a package from Japan that didn't arrive because I think it got a different zip code.
It's 11373.
Yeah,
You want to be 68?
11377. Actually, I could not get my package. Just kidding.